Hey everybody, it's Jason from the Texas Gun Vault, and once again I'm coming to you with another product review. Today's product that I'm reviewing is actually kind of a cool one. It might be one of the most useful things I have ever reviewed here on the channel, and this is going to be a gunsmithing tool set from a company called Knine, or Knine if the K is silent. I'm not really sure how to pronounce it, but they sent this to me free of charge to take a look at. Now, this is just a basic gunsmithing tool set, but it's pretty big and it seems to include a lot of things that I have collected over the years. Now, I have my own little toolbox here that used to be a tackle box, I guess, that I put all of my gunsmithing tools in. And I think if you are going to be a pretty serious gun collector or gun guy or gal, you should have at least a basic set of tools to do basic maintenance on your firearms. And this could even be used for adjusting optics, replacing triggers, or disassembling firearms. Now, of course, I am not saying that you need to be doing all of this gunsmithing at home. This is just for kind of basic maintenance. Things if you need to take the side plate off of a revolver, it's important to have the right screwdriver set. Or if you're installing a roll pin, it's important to have the right roll pin punches and not just use standard punches. So I haven't opened this. I'm not really 100% sure of what's in it. I've only seen pictures. So let me adjust the camera. Let's see what's in it and let's compare it to the tools that I use usually when it comes to working on my firearms. All right, so here's the box that it comes in. Looks like a basic toolbox. I kind of wish that they would brand it with their logo, but it seems to be pretty nice, a Stinger toolbox. Now, I do know that some people are going to mention in the comment section that all these tools are made in China. Well, I can tell you that I have bought a bunch of gunsmithing tools from companies like Brownells and Midway USA, and those were made in China too. So I don't know if there's necessarily any advantage to trying to find an American-made roll punch pin set versus a Chinese one. They're probably all made in China anyway. Let's go ahead and open up this box and let's see what we have inside here. Now, it looks like we have an instruction manual, and it says Gunsmith Screwdriver Set Instructions, and it looks like we have a bunch of specialty bits in here. Now, this is where I think this set is really cool because it's kind of a catch-all set that it has a bunch of specialty tools that normally you would have to buy separately from companies, as I mentioned, like Brownells. We have a Weaver ring, scope ring clamp, we have a millet rear sight adjustment bit, Smith & Wesson rebound spring compressor tool, 1911 grip screw bushing driver, that's a very specialty part, M1, M14, M1A rear sight bit, a Remington M870 trigger plate pin punch, a Glock replacement front sight screw bit, that's actually really cool. So this has things for rifles, shotguns, and common pistols. And it looks like we have everything that is in the case. So let's go ahead and see how it compares to the other things that I own. Let's take this foam out of here. The set looks really nice. Oh, I really like the fact that it has a magnetic tray. These things are awesome. When you're taking apart a firearm, you got little pins and screws and detents. You got to have a magnetic tray to hold all those parts. Otherwise, you will lose them. I promise you that you will. Another tool that I really like here is this hammer. Now, here is my personal toolbox, and it has all of my tools in it that I've collected over time. And as you can see, I have organized them in such a way. And one of the things that people always ask me about is this hammer right here. Now, this is a rawhide hammer that is typically used on brass musical instruments. And the reason this is so effective is that the rawhide is very soft as compared to all of the metal that you'll find on a firearm. So you can use this to hammer in pins. If you happen to miss, it will not damage the finish. And this has been just a fantastic little hammer. And people always ask me where you can buy this, but I know there's better hammers out there. And it looks like we have a hammer here that has both a black rubber side and kind of a clear rubber side, and I think these come off. Yes, they unscrew, so you can take those heads out. These little hammers are awesome because you can pound things into the gun, and if you miss or if it strikes the side of the firearm, it doesn't damage the finish. Looks like we have a nice set of roll pin punches here. Yeah, they're really nice. They seem to be machined well. They're pretty heavy. They look pretty sturdy to me. I really like that. The pin set that I have been using for a long time are these right here. from Brownells, and they have worked great. I think it's really important that if you're using firearms that do use roll pins, to buy roll pin punches. Don't use standard flat punches. These will not work very well. Now, another thing that this set does not have that I kind of wish they did were roll pin holders. So these look like punches, but they have a little hole in the end where you can place the roll pin to hold them steady instead of having to use maybe a pair of pliers or your fingertips. These are worth their weight in gold. Now, not a lot of sets have them. I kind of wish they would have included them in here, but the roll pin punch set looks to be pretty nice and has all of the standard sizes. Let's take a look here at the screwdriver itself. Nothing really to tout as being special or different. It's just a standard old screwdriver, and then we have all of our different bit sizes. And they fit in there nice and tight. Now, it's really important if you're disassembling firearms to make sure that you have the right head on that screwdriver, because if you have one that's too small, you can damage the screws. Now, if you don't really care about the way your guns look, well, it doesn't really matter, but having these different bit heads is really important, especially if you don't want to damage those screw heads. And I know that some guns like Smith & Wesson revolvers can have very shallow screws with very small heads, and sometimes it's hard to find bits that are going to fit it. And it looks like you have a plethora of basic regular screwdriver bits here. So that's really nice. And then up here we have these specialty tools. So there's that Glock front sight tool. Now I did spend, I think it's like $14 on one of these. Let me see if I can find it here in my toolbox. I think it is right here on top if I can dig it out. Yeah, there it is. I think I spent $9 or $15 on this one. And so this already includes it in this set. And I think the set brand new is about $60. So I think you get good value with that. Then you have all these other specialty tools. As you can see, that's really nice. And I already listed what those are. Then we have another, what appears to be a shorter screwdriver. I like that a lot. We have an extension. Yeah, this is actually a really nice, I think, beginner gunsmithing tool set that gives you pretty much specialty tools for a lot of guns and pretty much every regular screwdriver head that you could possibly want, plus the magnetic tray and that hammer. And those hammers are awesome. I absolutely love that. So this is actually something that I'm really excited to have around the shop here, because I work on guns all the time and I'm always having to buy new tools, use tools, and my tool set is of course pretty extensive, but I've had to buy all of these over the years to work on the guns and the projects that I have personally built or worked on. I even have my own screwdriver set here. Now this is going to be kind of a mess because this case does not hold my driver heads very sturdy. As you can see, a few of them fall out of the top. But this is the one I have used a whole bunch. I've gotten a lot of use out of some of these, especially the torque ones. But I think having that newer set will be pretty nice. And then of course I have those hammers that I was telling you about and so forth. So pretty much you get a smaller version of what I have collected over the years for working on guns in a pretty nice little set here. So that's attractive. It has a lot of tools that you're going to need on a lot of firearms. I think it would really cover a lot of bases. So I think if you don't have any gunsmithing tools for your home projects, this might be a really good way to go and kind of a great little starter kit. Now, as you build up your gun collection, you'll probably have to buy even more specialty tools than this, different bits and so forth. But I think for the most part, when it comes to your basic rifles, basic shotguns, and most semi-automatic pistols, I think you got everything in here you could possibly need at a relatively affordable price. So I am really impressed with this toolkit from Knine or Knine. Not really sure how to pronounce it. Once again, I wish that they would mark it on the box up here, but you get a lot for your money. So on my star system, how would I rate this? As a starter gunsmithing tool set, I'd actually give it 5 out of 5 stars. It's honestly everything that you would need for basic maintenance and basic projects on most of your firearms. So 5 out of 5 stars. I'm really happy with it. The quality of the tools all seem to be nice. And you get that magnetic tray, you get the hammer, you get the specialty tools. I really have no complaints whatsoever. So 5 out of 5 stars for this particular set. And I will once again put a link in the description below with a little discount code that they gave me. I get absolutely no kickbacks whatsoever if you buy this or don't buy it. But if you're somebody that follows the channel, likes to work on guns, this might be something that interests you. So that is my tabletop review of the Knine gunsmithing tool set. So what do you guys think? Is this something that you would be interested in, especially at the price point? So let me know what you think in the comment section below. And as always, thanks for watching.